Attention Northwest Arkansas businesses and talent seekers. Introducing OnboardNWA.com, your hyperlocal job board crafted for our unique community. Struggling to find the perfect match for your job openings? Onboard NWA simplifies the hiring process, connecting you with the region's top talent through tailored talent matching solutions. Whether you're an employer seeking expertise or a professional looking for your next opportunity, Onboard NWA is here for you. Discover more at onboardnwa.com. And let's build the future of Northwest Arkansas together.
It's time for another episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas, the podcast covering the intersection of business, culture, entrepreneurship, and life in general here in the Ozarks. Whether you are considering a move to this area or trying to learn more about the place you call home, we've got something special for you. Without further ado, here's our fearless host, Randy Wilburn.
Hey folks, and welcome to a special edition of I Am Northwest Arkansas. I'm your host, Randy Wilburn, and I'm here today. I'm really excited because I got somebody as a guest on today's special edition episode that might actually be a recurring guest, and that is Jara Nally Toms. And Jara is one of the original founders of Leisureless, and a good friend of mine now. We kind of befriended each other over the last couple of years as she was growing Leisureless and as I've been growing I Am Northwest Arkansas. And we just connected on a lot of levels. And we sat down a while ago and we said, man, let's just exchange notes and talk about some of the cool things that are happening here in Northwest Arkansas. And we got to figure out a way to collaborate because this is an area of collaboration, if nothing else. And so without further ado, I want to welcome Jara Nally Toms to the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast special edition.
Thank you for having me, Randy. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it is very, very cool. I mean, we follow each other. Mm-hmm. We've connected for coffee and chatted. And I've got a chance to hang out with your beautiful dog, Harley.
Oh, yeah.
And
he was so excited.
But no, I'm really thankful that we finally kind of had a chance to sit down and talk about some of the cool things that are happening here in Northwest Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And as I shared with you, and I'll share with the listening audience, one of the things I wanted to do, because it's sometimes hard to keep people abreast of everything that's changing here in NWA on a regular basis. I have a hard time keeping up with it. I know you do.
Yep.
And so I said, wouldn't it be cool if we did kind of like a one-off program with some regularity where we kind of made people aware of some of the best and coolest things happening in Northwest Arkansas. Now, a lot of it is centered around food. I'm gonna have to be honest with you, but and for all of the foodies in Northwest Arkansas, we can all unite on that topic. But there's also a lot of other really amazing things happening here in the Ozarks, and so we want to figure out a way to edify and mention those as well. And so we're going to try something different. We're asking all the listening audience, those of you that tune into the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast religiously every Monday. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I'm asking that you check this out and share it with a friend, because it's going to be more of a bite-sized morsel of information here in Northwest Arkansas that you can take and share with other people. And as you learn about new things that are happening, you'll be able to kind of be in the know. And I tell you, I thought I could keep up with things. Jara is everywhere. Every time I look at her Instagram feed, and she's at Jara Nally Toms on Instagram, it's Jerra Nally Nalley Toms, Toms. She recently got married, so the last name Toms is a new addition in her name. But definitely follow her on Instagram. She kind of highlights all of the cool things that are happening here in Northwest Arkansas. And that's how I keep up with some of this stuff. And I said, you know what? We got to talk about this on a regular basis. So,
yeah.
You know.
And I've got a list. I was looking at my list this morning. I have 3 weeks full of content for the new things on Thursday. And a lot of it, my team made fun of me at Leisure List for this because I highlighted new things on the email and the podcast. And so I constantly had to be looking, and I will be driving around. It could be in Bentonville, Fayetteville, Rogers, wherever. And I see something and I will pull over safely, make a note of it on my phone, find them on Instagram, find them on LinkedIn, find them wherever, like them, send them a message. Hey, I want to highlight you. Can we talk about your business? I did it this morning. I saw someone on LinkedIn who works for Walmart, had a side gig, opened it up, and I took a screenshot, zoomed in on the food truck, and found them on Instagram.
Oh, good,
so added them to the list.
Okay.
So I go to a lot of work to put this together for people. So if you find something too, DM me and tell me, because again, we can't keep up with all of it either.
It's difficult. And I mean, I honestly, most of the people and most of the topics and organizations and individuals that I cover on I Am Northwest Arkansas are because I was referred to them or I heard about them somewhere. And so I mean, I'm not at a loss for content or information. It's just finding the time in the day to get it all done. And like you said, and I find, I looked up, you had a post from Siloam. You were up in Eureka Spring. I mean,
I'll be in Eureka again tomorrow, tomorrow morning.
You're all over the place. So, and I think that's cool because, I mean, people don't realize how close Eureka is. People don't realize how close Siloam is. And so, we've got the sandwich that is Bentonville. I always call Bentonville the top of the bread and of the sandwich and Fayetteville the bottom. And then everything in between is all the layers. But you've got these 4 major cities, then you've got Bella Vista, Eureka Springs, Siloam, and if you kind of make a big circle around that whole area, there's so much happening.
I know. I mean, I live in Cave Springs personally, which I mean, Cave Springs is just exploding in people living there. Now we have 1 restaurant and 1 coffee shop right now, so we'll get there eventually.
Baby steps.
But I know that, there is tons of commercial property that just sold that we know is going to be something in Cave Springs. So Cave Springs, Elm Springs, I mean, all of these are they're growing like crazy.
It's exciting. Yeah. It's all, I mean, it's all a part of that, that community that we talked about of growth that we're experiencing here, where it's 32 new people a day are moving to Northwest Arkansas. I don't know how that slowed down during the pandemic, but I'm sure it's going to pick back up. Walmart's still hiring. Tyson is still hiring. JB Hunt's still hiring. All of these major, Fortune 50, Fortune 500 companies are still hiring. So, there is still a lot of work to be done. And if we're going to hit that goal of, what do they say, almost 1 million people by 2045.
Oh, we absolutely will hit that.
Oh, I think so.
Before.
I think we will. Question. I think so. Yeah, I think so too. And, it'll be interesting to see how that all comes about. But I mean, I think we'll be old heads by then as far as being around this area. And because you're originally from Little Rock, right?
Yeah, from Benton, south of Little Rock. Right. So, but I grew up, my parents both went to the University of Arkansas. So I grew up coming to Fayetteville. I was a Razorback cheerleader as a child. My parents have a custom Razorback shaped sink in their basement.
I love it.
I'm not kidding.
I love it.
So I grew up coming here and then, came for college, obviously, spent 1 summer at home. And then every summer after that had a job, stayed. Yeah. I even worked for the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal in college.
Wow.
So I've been kind of in that for a while and, in Northwest Arkansas businesses, and I don't know why you would live anywhere else. Yeah. It's just an amazing place to live.
Listen, 7 years here, I say the same thing, and I really love it, and it just keeps getting better. So it keeps getting better. Well, let's dive into some of the things that you are finding, and like I said, each week it's going to be something a little different. But why don't you kind of give me the list of what you have found this week that's worth mentioning?
So the first one I want to mention, I'm really excited about, is a new smoothie food truck coming to Fayetteville. This is one of 2, actually. Okay. There are 2 coming to Fayetteville. This one is called Groovy Smoothie. So very like 70s-esque, and the branding reflects that. It is a new food truck going into the Yacht Club food truck park, which is on College. So if you're not familiar with Yacht Club, it's kind of like a starting point for a lot of food trucks. So it's in the heart of College Avenue, like right next to Baba Boudin's Espresso. And so it has a lot of different food trucks, and they are moving in and opening July 1st. So they're opening, as we record this, the end of this week. So what I'm excited about, too, is it's going to be another like healthier option in Yacht Club, because you have Dot's Nashville Hot Chicken, which I love. I love everything that Russell does. And you've got an Asian food truck in there. You've got, some kind of richer, heavier, delicious options. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Chow's is good.
And then you've also got Bartleby's seitan food stand. So they are vegan, but it's also fried. Yeah. It's fried sandwiches and fried nuggets and the best vegan ranch you will ever taste.
It's
phenomenal.
It's insane.
So I tried it this week and was blown away. But having another just kind of lighter, healthier vegan option for people that are in Fayetteville, I think is just amazing. It was founded by Sky Harris, who wanted to create a food truck that feeds the mind and body with smoothies, juices, plant-based food, and a joyful atmosphere, which I just think that's fun.
That is cool. I like that.
So their menu is up now on their website, so we can link that and their Instagram account and all of that in the show notes. But you can see the blend and the smoothie bowls and the toppings. The one that sounds the best to me, little backstory, I love peanut butter, chocolate, and banana. Ooh, so this is just perfect for me. It's called the Funky Monkey.
Oh,
it is a blend of bananas, cacao powder, peanut butter, chocolate almond milk, and chia seeds, topped with banana, cacao nibs, chocolate peanut butter granola, and more chia seeds. It just sounds fantastic. It's just like indulgent, delicious. I mean, there are green ones on there too, which I love a good green smoothie bowl, but that just sounds indulgent and amazing.
I've recently discovered protein with bananas and peanut butter and cacao nibs.
Yes.
And, oh my goodness. And oat milk.
Oh, yes.
And that combination,
so good.
It's a game changer. And throw some ice in there.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's huge.
And oat milk makes it creamier, and it's just, and when you have the chocolate version, chocolate almond milk, chocolate oat milk, it's just the best. It's so, so good. And throw bananas, especially frozen bananas, they get so creamy. It just sounds phenomenal.
And I don't know about you, but I get full off of those. Yeah. I mean, that's truly a meal replacement drink. Mm-hmm. And for those of us that are intermittent fasters out there that maybe like to break your fast with a smoothie, that's the perfect way to do it.
I mean, sometimes I can just finish half and then I go put it in my freezer and then have it later. I mean, so you're not going to be hungry after this. That's for sure.
That's cool.
And it's good. You've got, the chia seeds, which I put chia seeds in my smoothies at home. A lot of health benefits. I'm not going to rattle them off because I don't know every single one of them, but lots of good health benefits. And it's just, it's exciting to see these plant-based options and just, great options. And 2 plant-based options in Yacht Club alone is great because Bartleby's is completely plant-based too. So I'm excited to see that expanding in Fayetteville and, having a lot of really, really good options. When they open, they will be open kind of like I guess you could say brunch lunch time frame, 11:30 to 2:30, Wednesday to Saturday. And I have a feeling that will expand over time. Most places, they'll open with limited hours, see how they do, see, what are their busy times, and then expand from there. So
I think, and I just want to add this. I think a lot of people, sometimes that frustrates people because they're like, man, I want this or I want that and I can't get it. Part of getting more regularity with food trucks especially is that you patronize them as much as you can.
Exactly.
Not that you have to go there every day, but go there with some regularity and you'll find that those food trucks will have a reason to be open.
Yeah.
They won't have limited hours much for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So
and they have to plan the staff appropriately and just, you don't want to be paying someone to sit there for 2 hours if it's not a good time to go for lunch.
Right,
so it totally makes sense. And I have a feeling they're going to be like Bartleby's. Bartleby's was lunch only for a really long time and just added a dinner service on the weekend. So they may add breakfast or Saturday brunch or something like that, over time. So definitely check out Groovy Smoothie. They will be open on July 1st, which is especially perfect for the summer.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect timing. Perfect
bowl.
Timing. So,
and yeah, the next one, again, personally very excited about this. Moose Jaw is opening in downtown Bentonville. So if you're not familiar with Moose Jaw, they're an outdoor-focused retailer that specializes in clothing, camping gear, and other items for the outdoor lifestyle. They were acquired by Walmart a few years ago. So that's the connection to Bentonville. They were acquired by Walmart, primarily actually for their online prowess. They have a really great website, really great shopping experience online, but they also have a great in-store experience. And I remember right after they were acquired, I went to Kansas City and shopped at Moose Jaw, and I said, "Hey, you've been acquired. I'm from Bentonville, Walmart." And I said, "Do you think they'll put one in Bentonville?" And they said, "They've been talking about it. I don't know." And it's finally happening. Wow. We're finally getting a store in Bentonville. I personally love Moose Jaw for the women's activewear, especially their yoga gear and leggings. They carry a lot of brands that we don't have here. Okay. So like Beyond Yoga, hopefully I'm saying this right, Prana. Hopefully I'm saying that one right.
Yeah, Prana.
And they just it's just a huge selection. Clothing, footwear, gear, like camping gear. I mean, everything you can think of for the active lifestyle, which is perfect for Northwest Arkansas. It's just absolutely perfect for this area. And it features brands that are not currently carried at a lot of the stores here. So it'll bring some good variety, some good options. I mean, my husband gets a lot of hats there randomly. Okay. He loves their hats. Like, it's just very different, kind of things to what we have here. And the closest Moose Jaw is actually Kansas City. Okay. So this is really exciting that it's like...
And it's open now, or...?
It will be open in the fall. So it's coming soon. They're going to be at Southeast A and Main, which is kind of near the library. I was looking at the map yesterday, like trying to put in my mind where it is. It's going to be like right there near the library, kind of like down towards Oven and Tap area. So they'll be open this fall, which will be, again, amazing for fall outdoor, like fall leaf hikes and everything else.
Yeah,
and
perfect timing.
Mm-hmm,
perfect timing.
So I'm excited about them. On the nature kind of track as well, this is a really interesting new place. It's called Sacred Hollow Farm in Lowell. Recently opened July 12th. It is a You Pick flower farm where you can pick your own bouquet of wildflowers, which is really, really cool. I don't know of any other place in our area and even in the state that you could do that. Maybe another part of the state, but I mean, here, I've never heard of it. So.
No, I haven't either. And the closest thing I would think that would be to that would be like a lot of the local flower offerings that you find at Ozark Natural Foods.
Yeah.
Or if you go to the farmer's market.
Yes.
Most of the farmer's markets locally here have a great selection of local flowers.
Yes. Beautiful bouquets. So this is another option that, if you want to go pick your own, make it. I feel like this would be a really good Mother's Day activity, or bringing your kids out and letting them pick their own flowers would be really fun. Just a really good activity for people. They also have holistic health and wellness practitioners on the farm. It's called Sacred Hollow Wellness, so it's kind of related entity, which I'm a huge fan of. Functional medicine has kind of changed the way I view my own health, so I'm excited for that to continue expanding in Northwest Arkansas. And I looked at kind of their mission. I was looking through their website, and in terms of the wildflowers in particular, they aim to offer a beautiful place where you can play and cut your own wildflowers while tending to that inner child who is yearning to frolic. I can see so many videos of like an adult frolicking
around. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, that's hilarious.
I mean, that's awesome. I love it. So it was founded by, their names are Sydney and Caleb. I did not find last names, but Sydney and Caleb. Sydney is certified in Reiki, holistic health and wellness, and advanced master herbalism. So very well-qualified person to be running this. And then Caleb is an Arkansas native with a passion for nature, and he grew up in agriculture watching his mother and grandfather. So I guess it kind of both to, best of the both worlds kind of came together to start Sacred Hollow. So I thought that was really interesting. The U-Pick Wildflower Farm is open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 6 and Friday to Saturday 8 to 6. So
good.
Really good
Those
hours.
are wide hours. Yeah.
So you can go anytime within that time frame. No appointment needed. You just come out and pick your perfect bouquet.
So if you get in trouble with your significant other, you need to head on up to Lowell to Sacred Hollow Farms and grab you some flowers, some nice flowers, right? And at least if nothing else, you could say, look, I went out of my way to make this good gesture here.
Yes.
So,
that's got to get you some brownie points.
Absolutely.
Somehow.
Absolutely. I'm
and
thinking.
It's local. It's supporting local flowers.
Sure.
I just think that's awesome. And they're actually really easy to find too. From I-49, you just follow Highway 264 east for a few miles, and they are across from Van Zant Farms, which is a local fruit grower where I'm trying to remember what all Van Zant does. I know they do like pumpkins in the fall, and I think they maybe do one of the berries. I'm not sure which of the berries they do, but they are a big fruit farmer in this area. So they bring people out to their farm occasionally as well. So
is that the airport exit?
It might be.
So you're going away from the airport towards Rogers and Lowell and all that stuff.
That would be my bet.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I saw that, it sounded really familiar, and that's probably exactly where it is. So it's not like you're going down a crazy dirt road and all of that. Right. It's really, really easy to find. So that one I'm really excited about. We'll get back to food a little bit. There is a new, just amazing food truck in downtown Rogers, actually, so not far from where we're sitting right now. It's called Shameless Food NWA. And they recently opened. They told me they're normally located next to Mavis Wine Co. and Java Dudes, but they do leave occasionally for events. So like they're popping up. They popped up this week at City Pump, for instance, and then their like permanent spot is next to Mavis. So they're kind of in that parking lot with Mavis, Java Dudes. Ozark Axe House is over there as well. So activity, wine, coffee, food, you've kind of got everything right there, which is really cool. And they kind of started by challenging the question, what is a sandwich? Which I thought was really interesting. So they have different takes on what you think a sandwich is. So it's not just two pieces of bread, could be a million different things. So I thought that was really cool. It is female owned, and they say this on their website, unabashedly boisterous.
Okay.
So, very like colorful, in your face, just like really cool looking branding and website. Founded by Nicole and Megan. They are both hospitality industry addicts who believe in our local vendors who provide fresh, honest produce and goods. So they focus on the most local vendors as much as possible, which I think is great. And I would assume they probably go to the farmers market, the Rogers Farmers Market on Saturdays and stock up and all of that. Megan is actually from Seminole, Oklahoma. I hope I'm saying that right, Seminole. And she found her love for hospitality while working at Bill's Pizza Pub in Oak Ridge, North Carolina. She moved back to Arkansas for culinary school and has worked for multiple local industry titans since then. So she's got a lot of background in hospitality, different areas. Nicole comes from the well-known kitchens of New Orleans and the Louisiana Culinary
I've heard there's some good food down there.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit of good food.
A little good food.
My husband, we have this running argument. He says he's from Louisiana. He's not. He is from South Arkansas, which is on the border of Louisiana.
He's from El Dorado.
Yeah, he's from a tiny town called Taylor, which is near Magnolia, right on the border. They go over the border, all the time to eat. But he lived in Shreveport for a while. So he's like, I'm from Louisiana. I'm like, you are not from Louisiana. Louisiana. But Louisiana does have some amazing food, especially New Orleans. So you know that Nicole knows what she's doing. She also worked in Austin, and while in Austin, worked with the nationally recognized group Ramen Tatsuya, crafting traditional Japanese ramen. So she gets a lot of influence from there as well, which I thought was really cool. She was recruited to NWA by a local hospitality group. I have a feeling I know which one.
I'm sure. Yeah. If I had to pick one, I could probably pick it.
Yeah, I think I can figure out which one that is. And then she met Megan and co-founded Shameless Food from there. So that's kind of what their background is. Menu-wise, they have everything from, I hope I'm not butchering this, it's the Devereaux, and it's the end of it is Reaux. So it's the Louisiana.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I hope I'm saying that right. They also call it the fried chicken one.
Okay.
If someone can't pronounce it,
sure.
say the fried chicken one.
Right.
So it features fried chicken, kimchi, and pickled cucumber on a sweet potato waffle, which just sounds so good. And the photo, I have a photo on my Instagram from a couple of weeks ago. So good. It was phenomenal. Man. They also have something called a PB Love, which is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich served in a Hong Kong waffle, which is kind of that bubble waffle like street, street style, like just walk around with it. It's topped with peanuts, and you can make it dirty by adding bacon.
Oh, okay.
So bacon, peanut butter, and jelly sandwich.
That's a crazy combination, but I bet you it works.
Oh, I bet it does.
I bet you the flavors just marry quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you'd be surprised. I mean, you hear certain things. Like I remember there's a place called Buy Right Creamery in San Francisco. Amazing ice cream. If anybody's ever out in San Francisco, they're probably one of the top ice cream places out there in the Bay Area. But Buy Right makes some of the most amazing ice cream. And they have this lavender strawberry. They have another ice cream that has fresh bacon in it. And it's just absolutely insane.
Just
and
just
salty,
flavors. Sweet. It's such a good combo.
It is a good combo.
Yeah.
It is a good combo.
It reminds me, Parkside Public has a burger like that on the menu in downtown Rogers. It's like peanut butter, bacon, and something else random. And I remember seeing it the first time and I was like, I don't know about that.
Right.
But peanut butter and bacon actually works really well. And then you add jelly with the sweet. And the Hong Kong waffle is probably a little bit sweet. So I bet it's a great combination. I mean, I told him I'm going to have to come out and try it really soon because that one just looked fantastic. It looks so, so good. And you can actually try it yourself as well. They're open Thursday through Saturday, so mostly weekends, 11 to 3 and 5 to 9. So you can go lunch or dinner. And then they also do regular pop-ups, like I mentioned, at City Pump and other special events. And you can watch their social media for details. But, I mean, I'm excited for that. I feel like downtown Rogers is just getting so many new things. And there's more coming.
Oh, I know.
With Rail Yard Park opening and just, like, the construction is finally pulling back a little bit so you can park, which is nice.
It is nice. It is nice.
So, yeah, I'm excited to have more food trucks in downtown Rogers. I think it's just the first of many more new ones to come.
DTR in the house.
Exactly.
So, yes, we were joking about the different acronyms, and we said that some of the cities in Northwest Arkansas can use the acronym DT whatever, so except for Fayetteville. So you can do DTB for Bentonville or DTR for Rogers, but after that, it's a slippery slope. So, definitely
stick to those two.
stick to those. And downtown Rogers, I love, and that's actually where my office is now, and I like being down here. Shout out to the folks at Pelfrey's, Brian Bonk, and the rest of the team here. There's some great folks, but yeah, a lot of growth and a lot of great things that are happening in this area, and so I can't wait to check out Shameless Food.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I bet you the flavors are just.
I mean, it just sounds fantastic, and they seem like really cool people. Personally, they're just very high energy, and so like when I was messaging them back and forth just to get more information, and they were so excited, just sending me photos and this and that.
So I guess you didn't tell them you were going to talk about them on a podcast.
No, I didn't. So I told them I would put it on Instagram. So this is a bonus.
This is going to be a bonus for sure. So I love that.
So they'll be excited. But and the last one that I want to talk about is actually in Eureka Springs. We kind of talked about Eureka is still a part of Northwest Arkansas. It is the ultimate weekend trip. Just, I mean, getaway. I personally am on the board for Main Street Eureka,
Sure.
so I get to hear about a lot of really cool things, and my fellow board members all live in Eureka Springs, so I'm the only one that doesn't live in Eureka. So I will often text them and say, "Hey, what's this newest thing that is going over here? Can you drive down and go see it?" And things like that. I'll actually be in Eureka tomorrow, so I'll get some more intel. We're doing a Main Street cleanup,
Nice.
So we're gonna clean some things up, and the Main Street organization just does such a phenomenal job. They maintain the rainbow stairs, they support the businesses, just so many amazing things. And one of those new businesses is the Spring on Main, which is a new restaurant on Main Street, hence the Spring on Main.
Right.
So it is a new casual dining restaurant just opened on Main Street, featuring American fare unique charcuterie options and craft cocktails and weekend brunch, which is just an excellent combination in Eureka Springs. They're open every day except Tuesday and Wednesday from 11 to 9. They're open longer on the weekend, so like kind of a 10 to 10 on the weekends. I will say for Eureka, if you are going to Eureka, I would go later in the week, like a Thursday to Sunday kind of thing. A lot of the businesses, it's very tourism driven. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some of them may or may not be open. So the Spring on Main closed Tuesday and Wednesday for that reason.
Right.
So if you're going to go for your first time, definitely go on a weekend.
Even at the height of the summer?
Yeah, it's like Wednesday. A lot of them will be open on Wednesday.
Okay.
Monday is kind of rough, and Tuesday is kind of rough. And it's mostly the shops. Like a lot of the restaurants stay open every day, obviously, for the locals. But if you're a very tourist-driven kind of special occasion restaurant, they may be only open on the weekends. So you always can check their social media, of course. They're very clear about it. But if you're going to go for the first time, I would go like a long weekend, and you'll be totally fine. And then you start to figure it out. Like I've been there enough times that I know who's open Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
But it is very tourism-driven, which means a lot of weekend stuff for most of the restaurants. But in terms of the Spring on Main, the food looks so good.
Yeah.
Like if you are not following them on Instagram, do so right now.
Okay.
It's just like, it is a masterclass in food photography. It looks so good. And they have everything from a panko crusted avocado with crab to chicken and waffles at brunch to a limestone sour cocktail. Like everything. Burgers. I mean, huge menu, just crazy, like amazing variety on their menu. And when they say unique charcuterie, they mean it.
Really?
Like it is a huge board of like everything you can think of. And I think even if you don't go for dinner or for lunch, this could be a great option for snacks and a cocktail, like before you go to your other dinner reservation or before a show. It's, as far as I can tell, looking at the map, and I'll confirm this tomorrow pretty much, it's right near the Odd. So the Odd, aka the auditorium, where a lot of the big music concerts come through, or if you have reservations down the street, or you're coming in for Pride or for whatever it is. I mean, I think this would be a great get some charcuterie, get some snacks, a cocktail, stay for dinner, or go elsewhere. It looks like they've got a ton of different options, and of course the brunch, which weekend brunch is a whole thing in itself.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with weekend brunch.
I mean, I've always loved brunch. I remember growing up as a kid, it was nothing like Sunday brunch. And just, I mean, that was when I had my bagels and lox and all those, and the waffles and
the chicken and waffles,
the Belgian waffles and
like
everything.
everything.
Oh my goodness.
It's just, I mean, it's the best part of your week most of the time.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
And their brunch just looks phenomenal. They're actually, as well, they're located upstairs. It's a blue-green building, and on the bottom level is like this holistic pain center. So you'll kind of see the sign, like it says holistic pain relief, and then on the windows it says the Spring on Main above it. So you kind of go upstairs, and then you have a pretty good view of like all of the Main Street as well. It's not the balcony at the Basin. The Basin and the Crescent are probably the best like aerial views in Eureka,
right.
but it's a pretty good view of Main Street. So so if you're in Eureka Springs, definitely check out the Spring on Main is a great option too.
Okay. All right. Man, well, listen, you rolled through those. I mean, those are, I mean, you got me hungry now. I just had a really good meal. I actually went to, and these guys aren't part of today's program, but I went to Sidewalk.
I love
Sidewalk. Goodness. That's my new go-to spot. Shout out to my man, Anthony Sumlin, for recommending Sidewalk to me.
Oh, yes. I love Anthony.
Yeah,
yes.
I cannot get enough of this place.
It's so good.
Their lemongrass chicken is out of this world.
Yep.
And the bowls that they have are insane. And they also have a pork belly.
The pork belly fries.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, and
I
saw them bringing it out when I was looking at, wow. And I don't even eat pork, but I was like, man, those look really good.
And it comes with a fried egg on it. So you just like cut the egg and it just goes everywhere on the fries. Yeah. I mean, that's what
sometimes
I would do
the
with
messier
a
the
friend.
better.
Oh yeah. Oh, you've got to eat these with a fork. Yeah. Well, a fork or a lot of napkins.
Exactly.
But I would go with a friend and we would split the fries and then a couple of bowls, like the little steamed buns, and that was it. We were done.
Yeah, you're good.
Just like
that's going to be my go-to spot to get pho this winter. I think I'm going to check out their pho because it looks really good. So I just psychologically, and my wife always laughs at me. I can't eat hot soup in the summertime.
I know
it's just hard. Outside of gazpacho, chilled gazpacho. I'm no good when it comes to hot soup.
But I'm the same way with hot coffee. Like I'm iced coffee all summer.
Yeah.
Like we had hot coffee yesterday because my husband doesn't care. He drinks hot coffee like whenever. But he made hot coffee and I had it in my office and I was just like, this feels odd. And it's just because I ran out of cold brew. So
That's hilarious.
No, what happened is my stopper for my little Toddy cold brew machine is missing somehow. So I had to order a replacement and I've got a beautiful box of Onyx coffee waiting to go into cold brew. And I'm just sitting there looking at it like, Toddy, can you send this quickly?
Hurry up.
Yeah, it's the hot soup and the hot coffee. I just can't do it in the summer. I mean, especially Arkansas summer.
No,
it's just not.
It's brutal.
No,
it is
definitely
brutal,
not. So.
Well, no, this is good. I certainly, those of you that are listening to this, if you have stuck with us this long, clearly we did not meet our goal of keeping it short and brief. And like I said, this is a brand new program. So, this is part of the I Am Northwest Arkansas family of programs. And so we're trying something different here. We appreciate you kind of sticking with us. And one of the things that we really want to do is I know that Jara feels the same way that I do about local businesses. We want to try to support them as much as possible. And that's why I think it's important to do stuff like this. That's why people like I Am Gastronome and the Hungry Peddler.
Oh, Hangry Peddler. I was messaging with both of them yesterday.
All these folks are out there, pubbing up folks. And a lot of times these guys aren't getting paid really for this. This is purely a passion play.
Yeah.
This is what they love to do. I know you love doing this. I love doing this. I could talk about this all day long.
Yeah.
And it's not a challenge for me. But if you're a business locally here in Northwest Arkansas and you're looking for some exposure and you want someone to maybe talk about what you're offering, talk about your menu, some of the new stuff that you're doing for the summer or what your plans are for the fall, you should reach out to us here at I Am Northwest Arkansas. And, Jared and I would love to chat with you and figure out how we can put you guys, as I like to say, on blast and put you out there to the bigger audience. Because the one thing I will say about the I Am Northwest Arkansas audience is that we also get a lot of people that are either relocating here or considering relocating here. So they'll come to visit. And when they come to visit, then we can give them a wealth of places that they can go and check out before they decide to make Northwest Arkansas home.
Definitely.
So I really want to encourage you as a business owner to be thinking about that. We can help you as far as that's concerned. And so I'm glad to be partnering up with Jara on this. And again, she is out and about at all times. And so I'm going to try to capture that lightning in a bottle that she has created with all this great information and put it out to you in this consumable format of audio. So we hope you like this particular episode. And we want to keep this coming. If you have any insight, if you have any ideas, any thoughts, we're certainly open to them. Please reach out to us here. hello@iamnorthwestarkansas.com. Email us. I'll share that with Jara. And of course, you can also reach her and talk to her directly on Instagram at Jara Nally Toms. And she'll get back to you right away. You can also reach me on Instagram at I Am Northwest Arkansas. Either way, we'll connect with you. We'd love to get some feedback. We're going to turn this episode around and it will be out very quickly. And we'll look forward to hearing what everybody has to say about it. And eventually we'll figure out a way to do this, keep it short and sweet. That's not today's episode,
No.
though. So we'll go from there. So, Jared, anything else you want to add?
No, I think just thank you for inviting me to be a part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm excited to share it. And I missed being on a podcast. I'm a huge podcast person. I listen to them all day. So I'm excited to share more. And like you said, if there's something you want us to even investigate further, I'm wondering what's going into that building.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Exactly.
I mean,
let you know.
I'm good at looking at property records too.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
So I'll try to figure it out. And just excited to hear what people think.
Well, who knows? This might be something special that we started. We'll get it going from here, but we hope you love this special edition of the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm your host, Randy Wilburn. I'm here with Jared Nally Toms. She's just a local everything here in Northwest Arkansas, former original founder of Leisure List, and she is just a really good person, and I like to surround myself with good people. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Love to get some feedback from you. We really appreciate each and every one of you that takes the time out to follow us on any of the major podcasting platforms. Continue to check us out and share us with a friend. We would really love that. I'm Randy Wilburn, and we will see you soon. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. Check us out each and every week, available anywhere that great podcasts can be found. For show notes or more information on becoming a guest, visit IamNorthwestArkansas.com. We'll see you next week on I Am Northwest Arkansas.